Artist Connect is not just about music artists. It's for all kinds of artists. Everything about Artist Connect is about improving everything for the artist.
Produced by Podcast Architects. Welcome back to The Canon. On behalf of The Canon, Podcast Architects, and Artist Connect, I'm here with Gibran Malik. Thanks for joining us today, Gibran.
Thank you. The pleasure's all mine.
Tell us a little bit about the journey toward starting Artist Connect, and then I'll ask a little bit more about kind of what it has become.
So Artist Connect was an idea that developed from my experiences as an audio recording engineer. And I've been recording independent artists for like my whole life. Like ever since I was a kid, I used to play on the boombox. I loved the EQ. I couldn't get enough of it. And you could say I found my passion early.
Yeah.
And
that's
then
that's our roots too, by the way.
Yeah, there you go. So, and then when I became a certified audio engineer back in 2002, I shortly started my own recording business, and I strictly worked with independent music artists. And I've recorded thousands of independent music artists over the last 20 some years.
Yeah.
And it came from watching them struggle with management, contracts, all the business related stuff that artists have to do.
Right.
And normally a big record label would do that for them, but all these independent artists don't have a big record label. So they're focused on trying to make music, but then they're also trying to focus on the business side of things. And the music suffers because of that. They can't make the music the way they really originally envisioned it. And I'm still able to help them, as much as I can as a person, because I know so many people.
Sure.
So they'll be like, hey, yo, do you know a singer? I need somebody for this chorus. Or do you know a videographer? We just did the song. We need to shoot the music video now. But I only have like $1,000 to shoot the video. Like, I'm like, all right, so I got to find somebody who has the budget. Like I was Artist Connect, for so many years. And then eventually the idea came to me. I was like, I'm just going to make a platform for independent music artists and creatives to all be in one place, be able to manage their business, do everything effectively, and get back to doing what they do best.
It's funny. There are a couple of things that when we were talking about this a moment ago, there were a couple of things I thought of. The first was it's kind of like the music industry feels to me like it's gone from this sort of oligarchy where only a certain few people can do something at all to now anybody can do something, but they don't like it. They're all the startup that knows how to make a product really well, but doesn't know how to run a business.
Exactly.
And so there are now all of this, there's this cottage industry, or really 1,000 cottage industries around you are a roofer, or you're a welder, or some of them are trades, or some of them are financial, but we'll help you run your business so you can do what you do best, which is your actual service or your actual product. It's basically your operations and we handle the rest.
Yep.
And this feels to me like a version of that in a way.
It is. The big record labels used to do everything for the artist, and the artist could focus on making amazing music. When you have nothing else to focus on except for what you do best, like you said, you make amazing stuff.
Right.
But we all heard the horror stories of like the Beatles, like getting screwed over and on their points, and they were like, we didn't know anything. We just used to make music, whatever. And now with technology and everything, everyone's like, yeah, we're going to do it ourselves. We don't need the labels. Yeah, that's great. But now you have to do all these management tasks.
Yeah.
And the music is suffering for it. And it's my belief that music was so much better back in the day. Not to say that it's like terrible now, but it's not as good as it used to be because back then they could focus on just being an artist and bringing out the best in themselves.
Right.
And now because of all these management tasks, it suffers because they can't focus 100%.
You have kind of a confounding variable at work.
Yep.
There's not an adverse selection process exactly, but you end up sorting into only the population of people who can either do both things really well themselves or who have some kind of team around them already, either because they have the money to pay those people from somewhere else, or because they just kind of got lucky and happened to be working with the right people already.
Yeah.
And like, honestly, I could see how that would be a hard situation to kind of fall into in the music industry.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so much more effort that you need to do.
Yeah.
And so what Artist Connect does is that it helps bridge a lot of those things for you and get you to where you need to be faster and more efficiently. And again, for every artist having our tool, Artist Connect, all the music improves, all the connections improve. We have a patented AI that helps them find the best collaborations. We're the
Hmm.
only ones that have that AI. We
Hmm.
just got it approved this year.
Interesting.
So
Congratulations.
thank you. I appreciate it. So everything about Artist Connect is about improving everything for the artist and creative.
What does well, let me back up. So what did the early stages of this look like? You said, all right, I'm gonna make I can't do it all myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna build a service on this.
Yeah.
What happened then?
So I was like, I gotta find a programmer because
Yeah.
I don't know how to code,
Yeah.
but it's an app. So I gotta find somebody to code. So I had to find someone who was a freelancer. And I found this young kid, started talking to him about the idea, and I was like, "Are you willing to work with me? I don't have like $100,000 or whatever it's gonna cost, $50,000 to make an MVP, like a little test app.
Hmm.
But if you're willing to work with me, I'll pay you bi-weekly from the money I make from artists in the studio
Yeah.
to make this platform for artists." And he said yes. So I got rid of my car. I left my apartment. I slept in my music studio for several years. Thanks.
Hmm. Hmm.
And just would record a bunch of independent artists, make money, sleep in the studio. Every 2 weeks would pay my programmer to build this platform for artists. And that's how it started. And we just got to almost 4,000 users with this little test MVP that we have. We already did 50,000 in transactions, people paying each other back and forth.
Yeah.
So this little pool is working, and now we're ready to scale and do a seed round and really like kick the doors down.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. Why the Canon? Like what do you see about this ecosystem that was particularly appealing to you?
So the way I got introduced to the Canon was interesting because I applied for the Dell Pitch Startup Competition,
Right?
and I got an email saying I'm selected as one of the finalists, which
Yes.
I'm gonna
Congrats again.
thank you. Yeah. So then I found out about where it was being held. I learned about the Canon. I was like, wow, this is really interesting. And one of the business partners that I'm working with is also familiar with the Canon, and he knows some of the people that work here. So he told me about it, and I'm just excited to be here and connect with the ecosystem. So it was kind of that's the way, because I'm based out of Dallas Fort Worth, so I drove down here, and now I'm here.
Let's talk about Dell. So what appealed to you about this particular pitch competition? Obviously, someone like you is like you're a hunter
Hmm.
and you're able to go and look for what is exactly the right fit. What was it about the Dell competition or the Dell ecosystem then that was particularly appealing to you?
So Dell, the way they modeled their contest was for startups, and it's a tech company. It's a technology. It's a computer company, and so we do technology. We're a startup, and something about that just made it easy for me to say, you know what? I think they're going to be really interested in what we're doing. I mean, nobody's in our space. Nobody's doing what we're doing,
Yeah.
which is like we're sitting on a gold mine. And I just said, you know what? I'm gonna apply to this, and it feels like it makes sense, and it did.
Yeah, yeah. What has been your impression from the event so far? What have you noticed about the energy in the room or the way people are interacting? Like what's jumping out at you?
So I love that everyone's open about speaking to each other and connecting with each other and being engaging. I mean, I come from, I was born and raised in New York City. So over there, it's really, really tight knit, and it's really tense because of just the population and just the
Sure.
culture and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But over here at the Canon, and with everyone I've seen so far and met, they're just so friendly and willing to help and willing to hear what you're doing, and genuinely are interested in what you're doing. And I love that. That energy is just fantastic.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you're ready to go to a seed round, you're ready to
Yeah.
scale, like you're about to hit that hockey stick.
Yep.
What in your mind, what is the next 3 to 6 months of that look like? Like if you could draw it up exactly
Yeah.
the way you want it to happen, what's next?
So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take this MVP and we're gonna polish it and finish the product.
Hmm.
So because I only bootstrapped up to the point where I can actually build out a functional app, and so the functionality is there, but there's a lot of things that need to be tweaked and visually need to be done.
Hmm.
So we're just gonna polish it, complete it, and then we're securing these major partnerships with influencers and notable music artists,
Yeah.
because in the urban music scene, those people that are running the music scene are the ones that draw the culture, and the culture is everything. And so right now, me and my team are securing these partnerships ahead of time, because once we raise the seed, we're going to be able to activate all those partnerships once the MVPs turn into a finished product.
Yeah.
And then from there, we're going to just continuously refine, scale, give exclusive content, just make it the happening spot. The Artist Connect is going to be a fun and exciting place outside of just doing business. And it's just going to be growing so rapidly that people are just going to be like, yo, this is it.
Yeah. If you could pick one person from the audience who's going to see this content, one person that you're trying to reach with this message, who is that person?
That's a good question. Any creative person,
Yeah.
anyone who has the creative drive, anyone who's interested in creativity and understands how hard it is for creative freelancers. Because again, Artist Connect is not just about music artists. Although that's the platform's original design, it's for all kinds of artists. Photography, videography, these are all arts. Modeling, we have a section for models. This is an art. Models don't just stand there and take a picture. They pose, they strike a pose, Vogue, like Madonna says, So it's all an art. And the vision with Artist Connect is to show that all these artists constantly need each other, but they're never always on the same platform. They're all over the place, scattered. No, we need one hub, one community. So every artist or creative person that hears this message should be like, wow, this is going to be the place to be. This is going to be our standard. This is going to be like our resume. Like, the Artist Connect, what does your Artist Connect profile look like? How is it? What kind of people do you work with?
Yeah.
That's the vision. That's the core message for Artist Connect.
And then what's the best action that they could take? Engage with the platform?
Engage with the platform. Right now, it's free to download.
Mm-hmm.
It's free to make a profile and do transactions, build up your resume, so to speak. The AI that we have looks at your work ethic, and the way that it looks at your work ethic, it says, if you're a singer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every time you get paid for singing services through Artist Connect app, it shows that you're working actively as a singer.
Mm-hmm.
And then it looks like how many times you've been hired again by the same person
Right.
for singing services. And then it looks at how many total times you've been hired. It looks at the kind of content you produced. It looks at who's searching for someone like you and what kind of content they have, and if it matches with the kind of content you've already produced. It's looking at all these different things to foster the best possible collaboration. So anyone who's a creative person, download the app right now. Start doing transactions on this platform, because as soon as we really kick the doors down with the big, heavy advertising and marketing, all these people are going to come in and they're going to see that you're already at the top of the list when people search for singers or rappers or models or DJs, whatever it is that you do as a creative in Artist Connect, they'll see you on the top and you'll get a lot of client visibility. You'll be able to build up your career easily and in a fun way.
That's great. Is there like, now I'm curious to know sort of like, is there like a rating or review system? Like, what is that? Tell me about that.
So we have the patent that I have on the AI. The initial reason why I made it was reviews are subjective, right? If somebody comes to see somebody and they say, he was fantastic or she was this or whatever, oh my God, whatever, 5 stars or whatever, it's subjective, The next person can come and be like, I don't know why this person gave him 5 stars. I'm not experiencing that. So what I was interested in doing was saying, let's not consider that in the ranking system.
Okay.
Let's consider how many times the people you've worked with rehired you for the same service.
Got it. Put the money where the mouth is.
Yeah.
So
if I hired you again for the same service,
the
AI sees that and says, this person is really good at what they do.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that the AI does to solve that problem, and also incentivize users to want to constantly work and have a good work ethic and use the Artist Connect app frequently.
Makes sense. Anything else you'd like to share with our audience?
Download the Artist Connect app.
Yeah.
If you're a creative, nobody's in the space that we're in, and really understand that you are amazing. You are more amazing than you think you are. And you'll know that by using an application that's designed to bring that out of you.
Fantastic. On behalf of the Canon, Podcast Architects, and Artist Connect, Mr. Malik, thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate the time. I'm Ben Wiggins, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Produced by Podcast Architects.